Well, we're back on a Monday schedule, so let's have a drink, right? Cheers. Welcome back, everybody, to me doing the weekly navel-gazing on the actual date it's supposed to be, which is Monday. And we'll do the usual. I'll talk about all the books I read last week, all the videos I didn't make last week, and all the plans I have for this week that I'll probably not manage to do. We will see. I'll also be talking a bit about the upcoming culture read-along, because it's starting, guys. It's starting. Anyway, so let's do all of that and see if I descend into mad ramblings at the end or not. All is possible, and nothing will really happen. So, what did I read last week? Well, I did read, well, Light by M. John Harrison. It's a great book. I had a lot of fun. I will not make a video about it because, I don't know. I just don't know what to say about it, but it's a brilliant book. Go read it. And if you're lucky, go read the other two in that trilogy as well. They're good. I'm pretty sure. I haven't yet because they're not available in Audible format for me right now. Although I will try to find out if I can get them in some way or form. And then I did reread Maror by Lavi Tidar for, to talk about it with some friends, which, well, I did. And I did reread Theodore Adorno's Essays on the Culture Industry. It's a collection from like the 90s, I guess. Well, it came out like in one or two editions. Anyway, that's what I read last week, and I did also reread large parts of the Dialectics of Enlightenment by Adorno and Horkheimer for that video. We're not talking about that video today. Anyway, that's my readings, and I'll read books this week. I'm pretty sure I know what to read this week. I will definitely read the I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream collection of stories by Harlan Ellison. I'm looking forward to this. I'm really excited. I'm sure I will have a lot of fun, or at least learn a lot. It's a classic I wanted to read for a long time, so that's what we'll do. And tomorrow there will be The Circumference of the World by Lavi Tidar, and I'm really excited for that one, and that one will definitely get a video. In fact, I feel like this will be sort of the next week will sort of be the Lavi Tidar week, because I'll definitely make a video on Maror as well, and next week there will be, well, the release of Adama, the sort of next literary fiction book by Lavi Tidar. So there's a lot of Tidar coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'll be reading all of it. I'll be talking about all of it because I'm excited, and maybe if I'll figure out how to actually contact the man, I might even ask Lavi Tidar if he wants to, do an interview or something. We will see. It's certainly an option. I'll figure it all out, maybe or not. And that's sort of my reading plans. Obviously, other stuff will happen over the next days, and I'll change my mind a bunch of times, but that's sort of the reading plans for tomorrow will be The Circumference of the World, and then, of course, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. So, lots of books, I guess. And after that, who knows? Probably, well, the universe, I guess. So let's talk about videos, shall we? I did not make any of the videos I wanted to make, but I did make one that I didn't plan on making. So there's that. At least one video last week. I guess that's all I could do last week. It was one of those more spontaneously me talking about my situation and thoughts on, disability, inclusion, that kind of stuff, marginalization. It's something I try not to do too often, but from time to time I have a thought and I'm like, I got to talk about this. So that's what I did. And, well, thanks for your comments, your thoughtful comments that you left there. I really appreciated them. I wish I had more energy to actually answer and react, answer the comments and stuff like that. I'll try see if I can do that this week. It's sort of one of those things. We might have to talk about it at some point. But yeah, thanks for the comments. I read them all. I really appreciated that. It's just one of those things I feel from time to time it makes sense to talk about. And that's all the videos I made last week. I did not make much progress on the Adorno video. We'll see, maybe this week. Anyway, so videos for this week. Well, as I said, Maror by Lavi Tidar will get a discussion, and The Circumference of the World by Lavi Tidar will get a discussion. And then we'll see what happens. Possibly, I'll make a quick announcement video on the culture read-along, which will definitely start. That's sort of something I'm still debating, because I'm like, yeah, Do I need to make a special announcement to get people to join and so forth? I have set up one channel about Consider Fleabus down in the Unabridged Burners Discord. It's a Malazan server, but there's also like read-along channels for all kinds of stuff. And that's when we'll have a discussion. I'll link the server down below in case you want to join. And there will be a quick introductory kind of video of like, hey, this is what we'll do. One of these days, well, this week at some point. It's going to be a quick one, and the idea is to read Consider Fleabus throughout the month. So we'll end this, well, by the end of September, I hope we'll all be done with it, and we'll have a discussion video, kind of, like have like a discussion for those who are interested, and we'll just like, hang out on like voice chat or Zoom or whatever. We'll figure it out and just hang out and talk about the book. And I'll probably make a video about it, or maybe two. We'll see. That's sort of the rough plan. If you want to get a head start, join the Discord, and we'll talk about it down there. And yeah, I'll probably come up with like an actual introductory video for like the whole read along. We'll see. Sort of my plans. And yeah, I'll try to work on the Sanderson video, but who knows? It's really hard to talk about. It's really hard to talk about philosophy. So I'm somewhat excited to do all of these things because, well, I guess I'm interested in talking about these books, so there's that, and that gives me like a sort of like a structure of what to do that's easier to follow through than like one of these larger projects. It was like, yeah, I got to talk about this book. It's a very specific book. It's got, I don't know, 300 pages. I'll be done with this in like a couple of days. It's easy to do, and also except for Liam. On Liam's Lyceum, who has actually already talked about The Circumference of the World. I don't think many people will talk about it because BookTube does not, seem to be interested in the works of Lavi Tidar for reasons which I have no idea about, unless it's that all of BookTube just reads 5 authors and that's that. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm mostly like figuring out how to do these things. I'm looking forward to these books, and we'll see where that goes. But let's return to energy and stuff, right? See, I already mentioned that I really appreciated your comments on that video last week, and I certainly did. But one of the things that I'm struggling with is very much the additional stuff of being a good content creator. See, it's not just putting up videos. In theory, you should go and, share your video on Twitter, on all kinds of social media, hang out in Discord servers, talk to people on Discord servers about books and stuff like that. Be all over the place so people remember that you are there and then are willing to also, watch your videos and stuff. And maybe even ask you out for, collaborations and things like that. And, of course, you'd better also read all the comments, put those smile, heart reactions on them, and the likes, and comment yourself and interact with people in the comments. And I am very much in favor of doing especially the letter, because, of course, I want to talk to you people. That's kind of the point. But sometimes it's just so fucking tiring. I don't know. I look at this, I go read the comment, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And then I should probably just like click that button and go like and write a reply, and I just can't. And I don't know why. It's just like a question of energy, and I feel it's just one of those things I've been struggling with for years, which is like I have these moments of like lots of energy, and I get like these bursts of excitement, and I want to do thousands of things at the same time, and then I just like fall into the next black hole and just can't be do ours to do anything. Like I almost didn't record this video today because I was like, well, maybe I just don't feel it. I just don't feel the energy to actually record a video. Maybe I should just like wait until tomorrow. And I'm like, nah. But if I want to talk about Maror, well, not Maror, but like Circumference of the World tomorrow, then there's that. And what about Maror the next day? And it's like, well, I forced myself to do it. I'm glad I do, but it's one of those things I feel sometimes we kind of ignore with like when we talk about content creation and booktubers or whatever, is that yes, recording videos is kind of what you're supposed to do, but in order for it to work in any meaningful way, you need to do a lot of other things that are not about creating videos, that are about being sociable, sharing cool memes, having, all the fun conversations in different groups, talking to all these people, being sociable in a way. And that's certainly something I've been struggling with for a long time. It's like, why, for example, I don't have my own Discord server. Well, there's a bunch of reasons. One of them is that there's already way too many Discord servers out there by way too many booktubers that are all filled up by the same handful of people that are interacting on all of them. And I'm like, we don't need another one of these, right? Because I can talk to most of you either in the Unabridged Burners or on Jolene's Discord or in Alan's Discord or in the Grimoire Discord or in, there's a bunch more. And it's like, it's always the same people, so why should I do the same thing? But on the other hand, there's also obviously, like, if I had my own Discord server, there would be like even more of like responsibility to be on that server every day, to talk there, interact there every day, because what these kind of communities need are a bunch of people that are constantly active and build that dynamic, so like other people that come in for the first time don't feel like lost because there's like one interaction happening per day. And yeah, that's a lot of energy, and I'm not sure if I always have that kind of energy, because even if and that's like one of those things, like when I talked about like last week, how well draining it can be to interact with other people, even with like when I'm with people where, like, say, I don't have to think about like the disability or stuff like that. Having social interactions has become incredibly tiring for me, and I have no idea why. Like, I really enjoy it when I'm in those situations, right? I'm having fun, and then I come home, and then I just like, I'm too tired to do anything for the next 2 days, which is not healthy, I guess. It's not good. But that it's just like what it is, and I need to figure out where to go with this, and find meaning in my life, as always, which is one of those things that we'll have to talk about with the Brandon Sanderson and Adorno thing, the difference between meaning and entertaining and entertainment, and where those things kind of diverge, and how our universe, well, how our society is not necessarily looking for meaning, but looking for something else, productivity or whatever you want to have. But I'm already wandering off into weird places already, so I'd rather not do that. Anyway, my point is, I'll do a lot of like Lavi Tidor stuff in the next couple of days, and I'm really excited for that. And I'm very much looking forward to finally starting the culture read along. Consider Phlebas. Go get it. We have until, well, as I said, like the end of September. It's not that long. It's a long book, but it's not that long a book compared to, say, a Malazan book or a Stormlight Archive book or a Wheel of Time book or whatever. It's shorter than that. So I feel like one per month is a good pace, and we'll just talk about one per month. We'll not even move ahead. Even those of you who have already read more than one book, I want to keep the discussion focused on just Consider Phlebas, because I think there's a lot there that gets overlooked with that specific book. So I'm excited for that, and we'll figure things out. If you don't want to join a Discord server but still want to join like a discussion near the end of the month, we'll figure that one out as well. You can just like always email me or message me in some other way, and we'll figure out how to get everyone who wants to talk Consider Phlebas to hang out with everyone else who wants to talk Consider Phlebas, and we'll talk about science fiction for a moment, and not just fantasy, because I don't know. I feel like the last couple of weeks or like months, I've kind of lost. I don't want to say lost my taste for fantasy, but like I haven't felt like this big push to read classic fantasy for right now. I'm sure it'll come back sooner than later, but right now I'm like all over the place with my interest. More like literary fiction, science fiction, weird shit, not necessarily classic epic fantasy or whatever you want to call it. From time to time I've toyed with the idea of maybe going and rereading fucking not Stormlight Archives, reading the Mistborn trilogy, to go back to my, getting a larger feel for Brandon Sanderson, so I can move on from just the public, the publication stuff that I want to talk about, and also do like a critique of, the actual content of his work. But right now, I just can't be bothered. And Also, I'm worried that if I do the Sanderson reading, it will turn into like something similar to the Wheel of Time stuff, where I get angrier and angrier and angrier every day, and I'm not sure if that's productive at the moment. It will certainly lead to a lot of content, but I'm not sure if it's the kind of thing I should do at the moment. We will see. It might happen at some point, and then I'll certainly find enough things include in that other video where we talk about the actual contents of Sanderson's work and why I do believe, from my memories from back when I read Mistborn, that they are also not very good. And you really shouldn't read that much Brandon Sanderson. but, until then, you should go and read Brandon Sanderson if it gives you happiness, and wait for me to tell you why it was wrong, and then you can be really angry at me because I've just demolished your self-worth, and then you can write angry comments, and that will make my videos blow up, and then I'll be rich, and it's not how that works, but you know what I mean. I'm really rambling today, and I'm sorry for that. It's one of these days where I have a lot of energy and no clear idea of where to put it. And that's not good, because I'm pretty sure like tomorrow or Wednesday, the energy will be gone and I'll still have no idea what I'm doing. It's a bit of a problem. But for now, be ready to read some La-Vie-Tidor, be ready to talk some La-Vie-Tidor, and then let's have a bit of a cultured discussion about the culture in the next couple of weeks. As I said, I'll put the link to the server down below, and there will be a, better, kickoff kind of video in the next couple of days too. Anyway, enjoy the late summer, early autumn, whatever this is, and read some cool books, do some fun things with friends, and have a good time. And I'll see you incredibly quickly, very soon, tomorrow possibly, and we'll talk about an actual book at that point. And until then, thanks, and cheers.